guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1972 VW bus. And if you watched the last episode of my car McGee, putting door panels or interior panels into the car, you would know I'm not too thrilled with this bus. Scratch that. It's not that I'm not thrilled with the bus. I absolutely adore the bus. I'm not thrilled with the work that was accomplished by another shop on this bus. I think the owners got taken through a ringer, and that is not how I do business, and I hate to see it when other shops do it. I have their invoice. I'll walk you through some of the stuff. What they charge for the work accomplished total is a lot less than everything I'm going to be doing in this episode, I'll tell you that much. Probably about half the cost, to be honest with you. And I'm going to be doing some rework because, like I said, I don't trust the shop. Basically, nutshell, from what I know about the bus, they're on their way somewhere, forget where. Owner's wife behind them, and started misting oil. Called AAA. AAA, I guess, gave them options. And, well, they took it to the shop. They said that they knew these engines, knew how to fix them, so on and so forth. It's here. So, obviously, that did not go well. Like I said, I have the invoice. I'm not very happy with it. I won't say the name of the shop, but they are 2 hours away from Louisville. So, yeah, people come. You feel the dreams. If you build it, he will show up, kind of thing, or VWs will show up. Anyway, basically, we're gonna get this thing running. Get this thing running at the owner's back of their vehicle correctly with a warranty. Like I say, I put warranties on everything. I'm that dumb to not only film everything I do and put it on the internet for scrutiny, but I stand by it. So join me in the back. That's where we're starting with this thing, because this thing does not run. Well, it makes noise. And I did, caveat, mess with it when the owner was here to try to get it to run a little better. That didn't work out. But other than that, we're looking at this thing pretty much, other than what their estimate was or their bill was, looking at it with fresh eyes. I have my normal, we'll call it revival parts that I'm going to be putting on this thing, because like I said, from what I see and from the shop that had it, also caveat, there was another shop that apparently tuned this thing up. I don't know their definition of tune up, but didn't get it. It may look like I'm shotgunning parts at it, because I am, because I have no history with this bus, and I know 2 other shops put their hands on it, and it's not right. So, yeah, I'm starting from zero. Stuff that I know I can warranty. The more stuff I touch, the more stuff can break, the better you are off in the long run, I guess is what I'm getting at. So, join me in the back. You know how I like to apologize for buses because no one can see under these things, including myself. Crazy thing about these, no access hole. So we're looking through here. All right, let me grab this invoice. And help me out with these. I'm actually trying to be legitimate and not show the shop's name. But real invoice. Total of their bill was, it was almost $2,500. So for work that was accomplished at this visit because of a, say, oil leak. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. All right, client's concerns. Three days ago, oil line popped off, started leaking oil. Repair shop fixed it. Number one, I don't know what oil line could have popped off to do that. Because, like I said, I'm just looking at it. There's no remote oil cooler. There's no remote oil filter. There's no remote. So this light is annoying me. There's no remote. There's no oil lines. The only thing that could have, say, blow it up would have been the oil cooler itself. And, well, I can tell you the engine hasn't been out. So, no idea. Let's see. Oil light came back on. No oil in vehicle. Dripping out the bottom of the engine. All right. Let's see. Also, this thing hasn't leaked since it came here. Let's see. It had, let's see, a replaced carb, a replaced belt, way too tight, but yeah. Has oil in vehicle cupboard, I guess engine bay, but unsure what it is. I don't know where the oil was. That's one problem. I don't know where it came from. These things can leak from multiple areas. So either back of the pulley feels dry, so I don't think it's that. Yeah, not sure on the oil. We'll, cross that whenever we get to that potato. All right. So I get those clients' concerns. Let's see, fuel leak diag. Vehicle actually has a very bad fuel leak along with oil leak. Would like time to clean and locate. So, all right, I guess, I don't know, $153 for cleaning, I guess. For bulk brake clean. Labor and brake clean, I guess. Let's see. This is where I have an issue with. All right, carburetor, line item 2. There is a new carb on this thing. And it's a no-name. eBay special, Amazon special, it's a no-name carburetor. It's not like a rebuilt Solex or anything like that. And please sound off if I'm crazy, but $988 to replace a carburetor. And not even replace fuel line. And also leave a fuel filter in here. Am I just out of that touch? Is that what people are charging? Because I don't. I tell you, new car, I'll tell you guys right out. New carb installed, dialed in is, I think, like $320 out the door. Something like that is what it works out to, depending on carbs, so on and so forth. You might have saw the name. Anyway, yeah, $988. There's a line. Found that the carb was leaking, large amount of fuels both internally and externally. Seal behind one of the linkage pivots is leaking fuel outside the engine at a steady rate. Fuel is also leaking inside the engine as the oil pan has a lot of fuel in it. There is possibly possibility of the engine damage internally due to fuel filling the cylinders. I can eat away at sealant between the case halves, but we recommend either replacing or repairing the carburetor depending on options. Changing engine oil, fixing an oil leak, removing spark plugs, cleaning out all fuel out of the cylinders. I'm sorry, I feel like I had an aneurysm reading that. So they did an oil change for $900 or almost $1,000. An oil change, a new carburetor. Fixed an oil leak, and what the hell else did I say? Changing oil, fix oil leak. Oh, and removed the spark plugs. Didn't replace them, just removed them. Note quotes are for the part only. Does not include shipping costs, so they paid more for shipping as well. So we'll say $1,000 to do those 3 things. I would still do it for less. But here's the other thing. Change oil and fix oil leak for their carburetor line item for $988. Next line item, oil leak thread repair. $225 to now fix the oil leak that they charged to fix before. Makes sense. Oil leaking from the pan. Again, this has a sump. There's no extended plate. It's just the bottom of the engine. There's no oil pan. So let's see. Oil plate. There is a plate bolted to the bottom of the oil pan where the oil drain plug is. The plate is missing bolt, and the oil is coming out of the bolt hole. Attempt to put new bolt in, but will not screw in more than one turn. Recommend attempting to clean threads, install new bolt. If the threads are not too far gone, may need to tap size bait and put a helic oil in or a thread insert. So for $225, they fixed the oil leak, I guess. Like I said, it's not leaking. Line item 4. After carburetor getting replaced, we now have carburetor problems for another $225. After installation of new carb, we had tuning issues. Well, yeah. You didn't fix anything. And also, they don't come pre-tuned. Also, if you have tuning issues, you have a problem. Anyway, regressing. After installation of new carb, we had tuning issues to tune it properly. Got vehicle started and running okay, but engine dies when brake pedals are depressed. Found that new carb has a vacuum leak at the press-in plug under the fuel bowl. We need to take carb off to see if we can seal plug or if we need to send carb back as it is defective. That's a 34 pick. That's an MP. Where's a cheap one? That's not a 34. It's all the same crap. This is a 34 MP. That would be the only thing I can think of that they're talking about. The press-in thing under the doobly-doo. Problem with that is when they first stated, pressing the brakes, running, engine stalls. If you know anything about buses, or if you watch my videos with dual carbs, how fun they are to put them on, there's a vacuum booster. Any year one mechanic would know hitting the brakes and a dying engine would be something upstream vacuum leak. Brakes. So, not carburetor. Just saying. BMW 2002 that I work on that comes through here and every now and then, the blue one. I have his vacuum booster disconnected, A, because he doesn't want to buy a new one, he just drives with manual brakes. B, because that was the issue with that car. Watch that video, you see how you diagnose it, or I diagnose it. Running great, hit the brakes, car ran like crap. Disconnect brake booster, runs great again. So, yeah. I'm not talking out my butt. I've literally have video of me diagnosing the same thing. Didn't go to the carburetors, didn't go to the ignition, went straight to the brake booster. And let's see, what else? All right, this is, okay, brake booster. Whether I agree with that or not, I can't argue. There is a new brake booster on here. Let's see, master cylinder, found brake master cylinder leaking. They put a new brake master on. Again, don't have the old one, can't confirm or deny that it was bad. So, because for all I know, everything was good, and the reason the thing was stalling is this pipe right here for the brake booster might have been loose, or they bumped it when they put the carb on. Because there's a hose clamp moot. I haven't touched this car. This goes to your brake booster. That needs to be tight. Yes, it is a flared fit or like, a nipple fitting. So it should be sealed. But like I said, whenever they put the carb on, if they induce the vacuum leak there, yeah, problems. Other thing is, that's still loose, whether that was the problem or not. You're in here. You apparently smoke test the vehicle. If you smoked it, you might have smoked it from here and blew either that way or that way. But you smoked the vehicle. You still didn't fix that or find it. What else? Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I can't confirm or deny that that's correct or incorrect. Sorry, I had to put you back on your legs. So, all right, they got a new brake booster, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Got the carb tuned apparently twice, fixed the leak for stalling. That wouldn't induce stalling. Yeah, so far not happy. Let's see. And yeah, line 7, stalling diagnostic. Vehicle begins to stall when returning to idle after getting up to temperature. Need to recheck carburetor. Need to recheck carburetor tuning, fuel or ignition system issues, blah, blah, blah. That was free. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then here's the best thing. Their ending notes on this. Engine build, needs a new engine. Is final diagnosis. New engine is $10,500. So, got engine idling smoothly when cold, but after driving would stall no matter how much we adjusted the carburetor, verified good fuel pressure, spark was present, engine started testing, engine mechanical issues, found compression on cylinder 1 is 75. The minimum should be 102 to 105. So, anywho, also 75 PSI in this engine is not going to just cause a random stall. Just throwing that out there. Inspected the cylinders, found cracks on the cylinder head on both sides of the spark plug hole. There's a slight crack, don't get me wrong. I'll be right back. I have customers, and I will get back to this rant. All right, and I'm back with more ranting. Anywho, blah, 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 mechanical issue, compression test. Let's see, inspected cylinders, found a crack. They showed him a picture. I didn't pull anything yet to see if the crack, but I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that one. And pitting on the cylinder wall. He did show me photos of a crack. The photo he showed me of the crack, I'm not even concerned about it. It looks like it's a superficial, if anything, scratch. Doesn't go to the exhaust valve and it comes out of the, what do you call it? Spark plug hole. Spark plug hole to like exhaust valve. But again, not worried about it. And also, if that is the case, why are you bidding on a whole engine? A whole engine when you just do a top end rebuild, put 2 heads slapping on call a day, including cylinders. So I don't know. I don't know, because that would be the route I would take. Just do a top end rebuild, piston, cylinders, heads, done. Bottom ends usually are solid on this thing. I've done enough top end rebuilds on this channel from locked up engines, and they're still going. Let's see. Took a wet compression test. Increased the normal range. Well, it kind of might, because the engine's running and it would be running. It would have oil on the rings, but they say it's because the rings are failing. Oil on dipstick smells like fuel. Of which head? Oil on dipstick smells of fuel. Which? Oh, good. It wasn't an aneurysm that time. I just skipped the line. Which could be a result of leftover gas in combustion chambers seeping past the rings into the crankcase. I mean, that's verifiable fact. Or the fuel pump is leaking into said crankcase. Which, guess what it's getting? It's getting a new fuel pump. That time, blah, blah, blah. let's see. At this time, we suspect combination of crack on cylinder head, etching and pitting in cylinder walls, failing piston rings, causing stalling. None of that would do any of that. Stalling issue. Let's see, especially stalling at full temperature. Typically, my experience is they don't run well cold, but they'll run well hot because everything gets sweaty and tighter. Let's see. Of course, at full temperature due to heat expansion, like I said, making leaks worse, especially through cracks or next to the valve. Our used engine supplier doesn't carry the engines, yada, yada, yada. All right, so you have a $10,000, a 10.5 option for a brand new engine. When you can do a top end rebuild, I think I charge, I haven't checked out heads, but I think you'd be probably like 25 to 3 for a top end rebuild. Maybe a little more, right around there. That's, pulling the engine, doing it, and putting the engine back in. And then they have a used engine for $1,500. Got a good idling smooth. Got engine idling smooth when cold, but driving stalled no matter what. It's the same line, top and bottom. So that's my rant. Let's dig into this thing. And well, I'm not happy with the carb, obviously. Not happy with a lot of the things. Brakes I can't prove or disprove. Had an oil change. We have an oil change. We have an excessive amount of oil. Confirmed, smells fuely, so you gave it back with a fuely smelling engine. Too much oil also causes havoc, or fluid, just to let you guys know a little tidbit. Yeah, like I said, had a tune-up. I don't know what spark plugs are in it, nor do I care because it's going to get NGKs. But plugs haven't been changed. Looks like it has a new condenser in it, just judging on the wire. I don't know why we have so many shark bites or connectors on this thing. It is running points still. I don't know what the hell all these fitting. Oh, are you serious? That is some janky stuff. Hold on. We're going to fix the electrical. These T-taps, whatever you want to call them, which I hate. One runs the choke. One runs the idle cutoff. One runs the freaking choke. All right, we'll fix. Ow! Every time I snap this in, my catch gets me. So yeah, that's also terrible. Let's see what plugs we got. Put that back on and see what we got. This is a single port or a bit of dual port 1600. That plug wasn't tight. Oh, holy shit. All right, NGK. Sooty and carbony. That was cylinder 2. Cylinder 1. Well, that could be a problem. I just pulled the freaking plug out, or the wire out. If you didn't know, these things just thread back in. Stolen could be because your plugs aren't actually attached, because whoever took them off to change them did the same thing and didn't see them. It's obviously getting new plug wires. Yeah, BR6HS is what I run. All right, let's see this back one, which is cylinder 1. And pretty much what I want to do with this, all right, I can't turn it by hand. I want to see if I can get, I don't even know how to do force, but I want to see if this one's tight. Trying to, can't see nothing. All right. Damn it. Ah. All right. It's on. Oh, dude. You know, when you don't tighten spark plugs, you tend not to have a running engine. I swear. All right. I'm not going, I'm going to. Huh. All right, let's see this cracked head cylinder. Because what I'm looking for, if it is, say, per their diagnosis, broken, I want to see soot around this thing. You know, especially leaking past the washer. We know this plug wasn't tight, so we got oil. That's confirmed. But the base, a little discoloring, I guess, maybe. But that's fine. Well, while we're here, let's see if the geniuses got this side right. I just had you out. All right, cylinder 4. Cylinder 4, I'm going to put the ratchet on. Ratchet's on. Oh, this side's actually tight. I was expecting my hand to move. Like, is it tight, or is it just bad angle? That was tight. Like I said, this thing, I don't think I said it. I keep saying like I said it, but I did not say the words. This thing had a hell of a time starting up to even drive itself into the shop. Same thing, oily. But they said they pulled the wet test and oil around the spark plug. Nothing's showing it's blowing up. We're going to do the right thing. I should pull 3, but we're going to pull 3 in a bit. We're going to do the right thing and hose out these plugs. just, you know, to get a little cleaner on them, clean on them. Tighten them down. And see what it does. So like I said, this thing would not run. High RPM it'd run. Like, you know, you gotta keep your foot in it. Wouldn't idle. I lost the spark plug. That's good. These two were loose. Like, dumb loose. This engine did, well, run. Not well, but it did run. Now who's here? All right, airbox, you're going to cause me a world of pain in the butt. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm getting rid of an airbox. Especially oil baths. I'm curious if there's any oil in the bath. All right, no trickery. Get that on the high choke. Yes, I know it still has a ton of oil in it. I'm just now morbidly curious. Contact. Well, that's what it was doing. Timing issue? Choke is open already. That's better. Engine sounds healthy. Engine does not seem like it cares. Oh, he said something about lights. What, speedometer light? Said he has a light out. I think it's speedometer light. Anyway. Oops, that was a little harsh. It runs. All right, what I'm gonna do now is unbox a bunch of goodies that I have for this thing. Carburetor, let's see, what am I doing? Carb, distributor, fuel line's getting rerouted, fuel pump. We'll figure out what the hell I'm doing when I do what the hell it is that I am doing. Oil change, spark plugs, valves. We gotta do valves. I'll do valves probably not this go, just because I want to hear the thing run. So I really don't care about them. Yes, that can cause stalling, but it doesn't sound too bad. Also could cause low compression if they're not seating. They look like they've ever been done. Oh, well, they're leaking. they got that going for them. Other reason I don't want to do it is, and that one's wet too. Ooh, we got drips. I have no idea. They put an Allen in here. This whole underside is soupy city. Like it is oily under here. What the hell do they clean? Well, I do have to unbox still, but I'm curious on oil filter, air filter. Technically both, because there's oil in it. Oh, there's oil in it. Never been changed. Which is fine. Like I said, this is going away. I hate running them. Does help a little bit. There's nothing really wrong with them. I just don't like them because they never get serviced. And like I say, I lost a flashlight. Like I also say, this car is lives 2 hours away from me. I don't want them to have to tow it back because something dumb happened with the oil, a service. Does it have light battery? Yes. So, all right. Surprising, I know where all three of my flashlights are. Let me do some unboxing. And you'll join me for putting new bits in this thing, on this thing, with this thing. But yeah, it's gonna get the full, freshen up. I am back. I know, exciting. Be excited, be more excited. Stuff's unboxed. Carb, wires, so on and so forth. Let's set this thing to ATDC. It's going to be 1 or 3. 3. One. Let's start getting this stuff out of here. That's a long ass cable or wire. I don't know if you noticed, whenever I was showing the wrench, I'll use the box to throw crap out. The custom vacuum line plug. Which is just, a screw in it. Never a fan of that. I like actual vacuum plugs. Fuel filter will be moving out of here. I think I said that already. Because, as a friend Derek would say, fuel filters and engine compartments have burnt down more cars than ex-wives. Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah, this bouncy. Zoom, zoom. Ignition, tap, tap to, like I said, run the choke and the cutoff solenoid. Zoom the other way. Obviously, we can't have that. Or I can't have that. What the hell are these stuck on? The spark plug wires are actually physically stuck behind the manifold. They're not in a grommet. They're just wedged. Get out of there. When your wires have this much memory, time to replace them. $10 millimeter. How did you guys adjust timing? You can't even turn to the distributor. Holy wow. Yeah, I'm not. There's a lot of times I think people think I make some of this stuff up. Trust me, I'm not that big of a YouTube channel to even care about views. Don't get me wrong, I like you guys. But, this is really how I get some of this crap in. And I don't mean the vehicle being crap, I mean the work done by other people. That is dry as heck. Doesn't matter, but it is. Throw that on the shelf of wonderment. Fuel flow is good, so got that going for us. I have to use the rod. Fuel pump push rods. I've said this in videos. Amazing to clog fuel line. If you work on these things as much as I do, you should have like 30 of them laying around. Possibly maybe like 26. Where was I going with that? I don't even know. Fuel pump. And we'll see immediately on the inside what it looks like. Before I do a complete and utter dumb, if you take out your distributor, plug the hole. Reason being, if you have a washer, the last place you want to drop it is down the hole. And we'll know when we pull this up, because it should not be wet under there. And it is plenty wet under there. That should be dry. Yes, I know fuel dripped, but fuel doesn't drip up. And that's not oil. Also, you're supposed to put grease in here, just to let you know. Your crankcase was, or your engine was failing because your fuel pump, or filling with oil because, or gas because your crankcase was filling with gas. Just, I don't know. That's oil, but it's very fuely. That's dark oil, so that's been up there for a while because, well, it doesn't drain from here. That's trash. Trash! Gently fish it out. This is how I ended up with the long ones. Kits come with new ones. I ordered the ones for generators or alternators, not generators. They are a 1/4 inch shorter. So that's why I have a whole bunch of them. And this one, boop, also in the drawer. Yeah, this is your engine fueling problem. Like I said, I want to say that I can't fault mechanics for doing stupid things like not knowing how to diagnose. And I use the term mechanic lightly. What I should say in this case, parts changers, because holy crap, that's what they were doing. They weren't mechanicking. Nothing on this engine has been mechanicked. Everything on this engine has been parts cannoned. And not even, okay, technically what I'm doing is parts cannoning. Because I just have a cart of parts and I'm just gonna put it on this thing. And then hopefully, through the magic of science and sheer stubbornness and determination, it's gonna run. Coil's fine, I'm not replacing it, I'm just moving it because I hate when they sit this low, personally. Main reason, I can't put one of my stickers on it. Snug that down. Alright. This thing. 12. Pull that. The rant is going to take was longer than the actual repair. And I'm lying because I don't think I have any RTV. New carb, which might be fine. All right. We'll look at this together. I had to do a stop part. We'll look at this together. Inside's still clean. Let me drain the fuel. Want to do one seat? Well, we got to look under it anyway. But like I said, the plugs, they're not leaking. Those are nice and clean. Oh, they do have RTV on that. Hold, please. There's a gasket under. This is what they said was leaking, causing stalling. They filled it with RTV. No, they packed it with JB Weld. Sweet. This carb's trash. Junk. All right, that was junk. So fuel pump was the issue. Reason I need RTV is for fuel pump, valve covers, so on and so forth. Let me pull the plugs out. I will at least change them. And I meant to, when I did an O'Reilly's run today, I meant to order RTV. But guess what I didn't do? If you guessed order RTV, you would be correct. All right, now that I know I can get plugs in and out. Hey, it's amazing when they're tight. Don't use a power tool to tighten them. Okay, that's the sootiness because I never changed it of what came out. This is for what I just cleaned. You can tell, I know it didn't run long, but you can tell that it wasn't unhappy. Here's the other three. Yes, it didn't run long, but it wasn't a fueling issue like I was dumping a lot of fuel to the fire to keep it running because that's like Vanta Black. Those, you can still see the freaking electrodes where I cleaned. So, all right, I need to run RTV. They said they smoked it. We'll see what happens. These boots, whilst not the greatest, they don't look like they're leaking. If they do leak, we're just gonna put on the clamp things. I think I have some. These things, split boots. There's, like they say, there's a split in them. You can wrap it around, tighten it in. While not, you know, I don't fully recommend these things. I do use them obviously because, well, I have them. Reason I would do it is to say, keep the cost down. I still warranty the repair, but it's not the correct repair. I guess is what I'm getting at. And you could argue, hey, you're all the way stripped down this far. Why not just replace them? Well, that's because I have to take off a generator. I got to fight it in a bus. Again, labor's translations. This is cheaper. That one always sucks, but not a big deal. All right, let me run, do things, and probably pick this up tomorrow for the rest of the stuff. Well, to put it all together. That is, of course, unless I get back early or earlier. We still got light, but it is summer. That's next. We got to figure that thing out. That's air conditioning. Got to figure out why it wants to stall. Got to be new to me because there's no side ramble when a car gets air conditioning, especially like the Volkswagens or anything underpowered like the Volkswagens. When you hit the air conditioner, there's a kick-up solenoid that, you know, boop, kicks up the RPM. That, when I get a bag of hose clamps, that's running dual carbs. Doesn't have it. So, I don't know yet. Put a linear actuator in? I don't know. I can get froggy. But yeah, let me get stuff. I got to get him pulled in so I can get my shop truck in. I'm just going to take the shop truck to the O'Reilly's. But regardless, it has to come back into the shop because shop truck. And yeah, pick it up with whatever ramble I come up with next. Be back. Start by dumping this oil because, well, I got stuff. And, well, by getting stuff means I'm going to adjust the valves. Because it's going to be easier doing it now with all the plugs out, just as far as rotating the engine. Oh, I'll get my little bucket to catch the oil. Like I said, looking under there, they did replace, they put an Allen in the sump plate. So at least that's out. And the amount of crap that was here, it's not leaking out of the plate. So I'm not even going to attempt to take the sump plate off, because I don't know what the repair is. And yeah, she's fuely and super, super watery thin. Where's the rag? Yeah, we'll drain this, or I'll drain this, obviously. You'll watch me drain it. Someone got some clamps on these things. 13/16, guys. It's typically the spark plug socket. And I say it's the same thing like the, it's either going to be a 19 or a 13/16 for the generator pulley, if you're going to crank her over. But that is a lot of oil. Yeah, we'll start by adjusting valves. Why not? Grab me some gaskets. Because I think I said this in my videos now, I pretty much glue in all these gaskets. I have been having terrible, terrible luck. I don't know if they went smaller, if the compound's completely different, or what. Typically cork, I don't glue, but this I am. Oop, still fuel. Yeah. You had smell-o-vision. It's still smell. The pump's dry, obviously. Now, like any fuel that's spilt off, but the inside's still, yes, oil, but still saturated, still stinks. Like the outside doesn't really stink, but the inside stinks. We might take this thing apart and see what we have going on. You know what? Real quick side quest. Be right back. If you can tell, soupy. That might have been the oil mist, and the same thing on this side. This one's just not as bad. That could be one of the reasons it was misting. Might not be the primary reason, but one of them. No gasket, no nothing. Old. Can't tell you how old. Hardly any oil in the cover. How flat is it? I now typically put the valve cover on. Yeah, there's no rock without a gasket. And see how much rock's on there? Because it kind of tells me how warped it is. A lot of oil in this one. I don't think these gaskets ever been changed. Not a big deal, seeing how we're doing them, but they look like they're the same ones. So maybe this wasn't what they were chasing as an oil leak. I don't know. I am guessing like you guys. Oh, I can't see. Tappets actually feel good, or at least cylinder 1 does. The old ear meter says it sounds good. Yeah? 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 I think the valves are actually good and exhaust 4. Yeah. Put it this way. I'm not going to adjust them if they don't need it. They're on, I'd say, the tighter side. Ow. As in, shit, I can't see. Oh, battery. They're on the tighter side. They're closer to 6 than 8. Which, again, I don't care. This fan shroud says 4. That's 180. So cylinder 3. Bang on. Good. Exhaust or intake 4 is good. Exhaust 2. Or, yeah. Alright, exhaust 2 is tight. Again, not a big deal. And it's not like, again, it's not like tight, but I can't get a 6 in there. It still has, like, if you rock it, rock chatter. But again, if you're gonna run valves tight, you gotta make sure that they're good. There we go. That's 6. One tight cylinder. I am fine with that. Roll her back over, so I put it back on TVC 1. Whoop. Let's get these gaskets glued on. And join me up top to button this thing up, because yeah, there's no need for me to well, do anything else down here. Real quick, I say this in all my videos whenever I'm gluing stuff together using RTV, Permatex, what have you. Make sure you get easy disassembly. It'll make your life a lot easier, and make the next guy's a lot easier. It actually disassembles. It's like Honda Bond, but red. Or Volvo Bond, whatever. It's like every manufacturer. You can actually peel this crap off versus, you know, the old scrape the hell out of it kind of thing. So, easy to Permatex, easy disassembly, Honda Bond, anything like that. It just makes your life so much easier. All right, guys, let's start buttoning this thing up. First thing I do, doing all my videos, I don't care if you agree with it or not, because I'm still going to do it. Metal air cutoff. Boop. Anti-diesel valve, whatever the hell you want to call it. I get rid of it. Oh, but Volkswagen put it on there for a reason, so it has to be on there for a reason. And Are you smarter than a German engineer? No, I'm an idiot with a wrench. But guess what? I do it. Plus, then you don't have to hook it up. You just have to hook up choke. Saves you a connection. If this thing's properly tuned, you shouldn't have a problem. Boink. Nut. Oh, by the by, the hardware or the studs that come with the carbs, because they're never installed, just put a little blue Loctite on them. You don't have to, but if you ever have to uninstall this damn thing, especially like this the back one, and that thread starts to come out with it, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes you get yourself in a Texas pickle and you can't get the bolt out because the bolt hits the back swoop of the intake. So there's that. I'm sealing a gasket is what I'm doing. I'm not really doing it for anything other than that. Turn it red. Put gasket on. Attempt to put gasket on. Fuel pump thingy. Pedestal. Install that, and then that will help install the gasket, because it's like a jig, if you will, or a dance. Wipe off the excess, so on and so forth. Rod. Boom, 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 boom. Other gasket with the hole in it. Same spiel. Little bit of goop. Just give it a good smear, if you will, or if you won't. Again, you don't have to do it. It's not going to hurt anything if you don't. You just might develop a slight leak. All right, fuel pump. New pump. Grease gun. Pump smooge in your pivot. Make sure you install the pump the right orientation. A boop. And I want different hardware because I am bougie. And I just don't want to use washers. Flange hardware. Tell you what, when you guys find out the benefit of flanged hardware, it's amazing. You can, ow, watch your legs. You can come over here a bit. I'm not hiding anything. I'm just not really doing anything. Stay. Run these down. Now when you tighten the fuel pump, there, fuel pump. When you tighten said fuel pump, you don't want to go, crazy, because if you go crazy, what happens is you might crack your plastic base, your pedestal. Another reason I like to run glue, because I know once it's basically seated, it can't go anywhere. As far as, air leak. Snug and just, a little bit more. Boop. On. All right. Distributor. Slam that in now. I am going with a VAC Advance unit. I like to run usually 009s on everything, but buses, I like to run VAC Advances. I don't know why I took all that apart. I just needed this. VAC Advance electronic, blah-bitty, blah-bitty, blah-bitty. See if this drives in the right way. Because my luck, it's not going to be. Get a little lube on that. Oil, grease, pretty much anything. Just to lube this O-ring. So, nothing fancy. My head itches. All right. Let's set this. That should be one. I hope. I cannot see the drive. And if you don't know, these distributors, one's not normally where one is. Like on an 09. And wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Find your home. There we go. Well, it's seated, but it's not seated. I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of wiggle waggle. It's currently like 40. It's supposed to be, say, in line with the crankcase. It is like 45. So instead of being in line, it's like 45. It's incorrect. It's just not correct. It's not going to affect running. It's just going to affect where the distributor looks like, kind of thing. Damn it! Back to the distributor and its awkward angle. Plug this in. Positive, negative. All right, that's wired. We'll figure out timing in a minute. I gotta get oil in this thing. I throw some spark plugs in. Plug wires, so on and so forth. Again, nothing fancy here. Yeah. Plug wires. Make sure you look at your spark plugs before you either remove these tips or don't remove these tips, because some wires need them off, some wires don't. A little concerning how tight that one was. But yeah, these require them off, or these plugs require them off, so I'm taking them off. But let me get this knocked out real quick. I gotta put that spring back in. By the by, this was the, you see it's translucent, plug that was on the manifold. I'm still putting things in, but I wanted to replace that while I remember to, with an actual vacuum cap. Boink. But like I said, surely but slowly putting this thing together. Put the lid on. We'll static time this thing, so on and so forth. But join me when I have this thing buttoned up and ready. I still got to solder stuff to, you know, make this thing actually run. I'll be back. Might do a part 2, don't know, because we are running a bit long. Part 2 is probably going to be fire up. Part 1 is disassembly, mild assembly, and ranting / cliffhanger. Yeah, I'll probably do a part 2. Close this one out and we'll start another one. All right, guys, closing out this episode on the 72. Just because we're running a little long, not a big deal. But next episode, I know this episode would be way too long to get everything in, installed, running, driving, get a drive video. So next video will be finished buttoning this thing up, getting it hopefully running, tuned in, and getting it on the road, and obviously delivered to said customer. With that said, capping it here, I still got to put plug wires on, oil in the crankcase, run fuel lines, splice electrical. I still got a few hours worth of stuff to do. But yeah, calling it here. You can tell I don't like doing mid breaks as far as episodes. But with that said, if you like this episode, however it's coming out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you in the next one. For this, again, running and driving. Hopefully with no issues. Thanks, guys.